What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Bo-Bass Beat Sesh. Brand new episode today. Brand new guest. We got Mississauga's next upcoming DJ. The next one that's going to be off the charts and everything like that. We got Jim Jansky on today.
Hey, how's it going? How's it going?
Yes, sir. So the songs we played today. We played Sound of the Bass by Julian Jordan. Bassline by yours truly, Jim Jansky. Vivid by Quintino. Okay, well, you gotta I put this together legit because I thought you were coming at one, and I thought so I wrote these down half on the table, so it doesn't look, it doesn't look very nice. My handwriting's pretty bad.
No, I have a doctor's handwriting too. You look and you're like, that's not English.
That ain't English. Oh wait, I should probably set the timer for when we gotta stop talking. Otherwise, we also played that Peppa's song that's been blowing up all over everyone's playing it in their sets now. That's by Farruko. We played the Tiesto and the Steve Aoki remix, and then we also played Club Sound by it's Macja, but it's
which one is this? Mac J.
Mac J. Yeah, that one. By him.
Unless it's one of those DVBBS ones from the Mac J.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, how are you doing today?
I'm good. Had a crazy experience this morning. I was telling you earlier about the Uber driver that was supposed to be me but wasn't.
Maybe I don't think I was listening so much. So you may as well continue talking about
absolutely.
that.
Yeah. So earlier today I was dropping one of my friends off at their house, and as I did that, some lady got into the backseat of my car thinking that I was an Uber driver, and it was really weird because she did one of those things where she got in and she thought it was the Uber, so she started taking things off, and I was there staring at her what the hell is going on right now? And so and she was like, oh shit. She got out, and I was staring at my friend. We weren't trying to laugh to make her embarrassed as she was walking away, and I was there what the fuck just happened?
You know what you should have said? You should have been yo, if you want to go to wherever we're going and pay us 100%, I'm down. I need the cash and everything like that.
Be like how much was your Uber and where are you going?
Yeah. Imagine the Uber driver gets there and everything like that, and she's already gone. Yeah. He's just sitting there hey, your Uber's here and everything.
Well, the one thing that was confusing to me is every time I order Uber, I actually look on Uber to see what the license plate is and what the car is, the make or something. And I saw her get picked up by a huge SUV, and I was driving a Honda Civic. So I was how the hell did you look at Uber and just expect that the Honda was that? I was this doesn't make any sense to me.
Yes, sir. You know what? So you said you look at the license plate, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So do you go around say there's a parking lot, do you go around the entire parking lot scanning each fucking
no, because I'm used to coming out of Rebel nightclub or Coda or something like that, and I need to get home, and I've already ordered an Uber, and 400 people,
Mr. Big Shot and everything.
Well, no, it's just getting out of the club, and all you see is a sea of Ubers and taxis, and you're there and you're on the phone where the fuck are you? And this guy's there I'm in the black sedan. And so now Uber obviously shows you the license plate, which makes it a lot easier. You look by and you're there oh, there's 4 Honda Civics in a row, and I know not to get in the first 3, right?
Yeah.
So I saw this girl this morning. I was what the fuck is wrong with you? Hopefully she doesn't watch, or if she does watch this, to not make that mistake.
Well, you know what? You should have plugged yo, I'm just on my way to a podcast. You want to come watch? You want to come be on it?
Do you want to be live audience for us today?
Oh yeah, we can have people laughing and everything like that. We can have a full on laugh track and everything like that. Make it really feel like Friends, and then people are really gonna really hate watching. Do you ever watch those shows and be I can't stand listening to the laugh track?
Honestly, so my brother is a comedian. It's Thomas Jones. Gotta plug him.
Yeah, you got to plug and everything like that. Did you look at your camera?
Gotta plug him. But no, so the amount of times that we'll do videos and he'll be maybe we should insert a laugh track, and I'll be looking at I'm there this is so bad, you can't just insert a laugh track, it has to be real. But shows do that, sitcoms and stuff, they insert laugh tracks, and they're yeah, it kind of gets ridiculous sometimes.
Oh, you know what, it's you know what, when I first started watching Friends, Home Improvement, Tim Allen, hey, if you're watching, yo, can you you want to come on the podcast? That'd be a fucking stellar show. But no, when you're first watching it, when I was a kid watching them, I never heard the laugh tracks. Like, you know, they're just in the back.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
But now when I'm older and like now it's a whole thing, everyone brings up the laugh tracks. So you hear it and you're just like, bro, like there's a laugh track every 5 seconds actually, and you don't notice it.
I don't know if I'm the only nut out there that actually does this, but like even watching like high production valued stuff on like Netflix or like Disney, like instead of almost like watching and enjoying the show, I'll like look at things that like I guess would be there on purpose. And so like a good example of this is someone that I work with, his girlfriend.
I just gotta like.
There we go.
That's something I forgot to do. All right, we got the background going now.
But like I notice things like I'll be like, oh, the art on the wall, like that's there on purpose, or like the costume design. Like I'm such a nut that like I pinpoint things and like I'll kind of get lost like looking, or like the script. I'll be like, wow, like instead of kind of interpreting me like that's a beautiful script line, like I'll be like, wow, like someone wrote that. Like that's not real. I'll be like, some dude like that's beautiful. So
well, you know
like
what?
that.
Like you ever watch like I love like corny shit, right? But you know when you watch something that have like this really intimate scene and everything like that, you know, I'm gonna use anime as a fucking like thing right now because I'm watching Sword Art Online right now, and you watch that shit and you're just sitting there like, someone wrote this shit, like read this and like thought back to themselves like, this sounds good. This.
Well, I was speaking of anime. I'm not huge in anime. Like I've seen a handful of them, but it's not something that I currently watch. Not to say that I don't like it. I do like it a lot, but. I have friends constantly. I don't know if it's called Demon Slayer or Demon Hunter.
You don't really. I've heard of it, but don't really look at me because I'm the same as you. Like I watch it like every blue moon. Like I only have like 2 things.
I have friends coming over to my place, literally being like like that show was just beautiful, and like I almost want to watch it now just to see what the hell they're talking about.
You know what? That was my buddy Kevin. Actually, he goes to the school too. He was talking about Naruto constantly. He's sitting there like he's sitting there with us and everything. Like say we're having some drinks and he tells a joke. He's like, "Oh my gosh, Joe, I wish you watched Naruto because you would understand these inside jokes." And eventually it got like after a couple months, I popped on the first episode. I didn't really care for it, and then I popped on the second one, and now I'm on season like 3 or something like that. It's like it's crazy, but you know what? It's nice because. Like shows that like go on for so long are like nice because you can just pop them on in the background and do other shit.
Yeah, 100%. I was gonna say I have a friend that loves anime, and there's supposedly this anime out there. I don't know the name of it that has like thousands of episodes. It's like the longest running TV show ever. I forget the name of it, but he was there like I'm almost caught up. I'm like, how the hell did you do that? Like this show's obviously been going on since like the time that you were probably born. If there's thousands of episodes, like even for Friends, like I haven't seen all of Friends. I love Friends, but I just don't have the time to sit through. Like I watched all of The Office, but with Friends, I was there like, that's another like how many seasons of Friends is there? Probably like upwards of 5.
In sitcoms, it's so hard to like stay dedicated because the thing is, if you binge watch a sitcom, it gets really repetitive.
Yeah, 100%. And like for The Office, and a good example is like I love BoJack Horseman.
Yeah.
It took me 2 years to watch all of BoJack Horseman on Netflix, and I have friends that have watched it in like 2-3 weeks. But I feel like sometimes I just tune in and it makes more sense, and it's better that way. You know what I mean? Like when I have like back in the day when you'd watch like Dexter on TV and we didn't have Netflix, right? Like one of those things where it's like you'd have to wait till next Sunday to watch the episode. You'd get so hyped to watch, and then you'd watch it, right?
Like, it's Sunday.
And now it's like people are like, I'm just gonna wait until the whole season's out so I can watch it in one day. And they're like, that's freaking ridiculous.
Well, you know what? Sometimes it's hard not to because like at the same time it comes out and you just. Instead of the whole like, oh my gosh, they ended on a cliffhanger. Wait for next Sunday. Now it's like, oh my gosh, you ended on a cliffhanger.
100%.
I just got to throw in the next episode.
Absolutely. Well, like that was like The Witcher for me. I love The Witcher. Same. Every time Netflix releases, it's 8 hours and it's like my whole day. I'm there like that. I get my snacks, I get my coffees, I get my alcohol, and I'm just the whole day.
You know what? You sit there and you kind of go like, all right, I'm gonna get this new set ready and everything. Like, I got a business plan. I got to produce, and then Witcher comes like. Oh, fuck that.
Yeah,
like,
no chance. Yeah, no, I'm taking work off for that. I know new people take like days off of work for new video games. That's like the way for me with like certain TV shows.
Oh, 100%. So, would you say, because like since we're on this topic and I already showed you some of this, your favorite TV show / the last time you were really excited, like genuinely just like pumped, like you're hearing a new season's coming out on Netflix or Disney Plus, like whatever, because like there's 100 of them out there now. But like, when's the last time you've like been genuinely just really excited for like a show to drop?
So For like that's a hard question because like for a new season I'd 100% have to say The Witcher. Like it's like I'm Polish, so it's like a Polish proud moment for me because it's totally Polish done. Like the books were written in Polish originally and stuff like that. So and I love it too. I love like fantasy. I'm a Harry Potter fan. I love all that crazy shit.
Oh hell yeah!
Absolutely. But when it comes to like a TV show that I watched that was like just pure amazing and I've probably watched like 3 times over is The Queen's Gambit. And
you know what? My dad watched that. Is that the one where she's playing chess?
Chess, yeah. And so I'm a UFC fan, and I am telling you right now, like the level they're making these chess.
You know what? You can't say that. Like go like. There's this girl, she plays chess, and say like, I'm a UFC fan.
No, so it's the idea. It's like, you know when you watch UFC and like it's like 2 dudes in a brawl or 2 girls in a brawl. And you're there like it's you kind of.
It's like when the pawn moves up to like 2 spaces.
I was watching the show and like I remember because it was my buddy that forced me to watch it, and I'm there like, yeah, I heard about it. I don't know if I'm gonna be into it, and like I'm watching it, I'm sweating, and this girl's playing chess like I'm watching a UFC fight, and like for me, I was there like, why am I so anxious right now? And that's pretty much like I don't know how to describe it, but it was just so intense. But the storyline behind it was just so beautiful. Everything about it was just fantastic. It ended, and it's just one of those shows where it's just 1 season, that's it, no second season. So
shit! I didn't even know it was like kind of like that.
Yeah, so it was just like they made it was just done the 1 season and then period. That's it. I love TV shows like that because you're there like obviously it's not maybe like a production value thing, but the storyline just has to be good enough that it's just you end it and then that's it. I love it like that. And
you know what? Yeah, no, like for real, like I don't like a little bit of ASMR on the podcast. So like, yo, we're gonna get on trending on YouTube now because we're gonna throw ASMR in the title. 100% am.
I'm gonna say hashtag ASMR.
What else can we do? Wait, hang on. Are you picking this up? Like,
I'm gonna have to do the thing where like I put like the drink in my mouth and just like the fizziness hits the mic. Just like... Oh God.
I kind of choked on that one. I got all the foam, less of the drink, more of the foam there. I didn't even put a lime in this. I didn't even think to go grab limes. I've been so busy all morning and everything like that. Because, like, I'm sitting there, like, waking up and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's recording day. It's finally happening. I've got the new mic and everything like that. It sounded so clean when I was, like, setting up last night. It made me just so much more pumped. And, yeah, I was like, I didn't think about getting limes. I didn't think about getting the most necessary item for Corona. As you can tell, I almost failed. I've mentioned this before. I've almost failed my English in high school. I'm not one for that.
I'm honestly, I'm the type of person that like I'll say like like tongue twisters.
Oh yeah.
I don't even say tongue twisters, but I'll get my words backwards sometimes. I wouldn't give an example because my brain just doesn't work. Like I can just give an example, but you'll probably hear it eventually today on the podcast. I'll say something that'll just be completely backwards.
I'm gonna try and I'll try and catch you on that, and then I'll try and repeat it. Well, you know what? Like it's one of those things too, where I don't actually know where I was going with that because I started thinking about the tongue twister. But it's one of those things, you know.
I told him before, I was like, I'm gonna talk and then shit is just gonna go sideways.
Well, and you know what? That's what we're here for. We're here. By the way, first guest to actually have a drink with me. Oh my gosh. Yo, fuck you, Nick. Fuck you, Logan. Freaking responsible drivers and that.
I know I'm gonna get the Closer's vodka soda sponsor me, please.
Yeah. Oh, hang on. Like we already got Corona. We're already trying to go for the Corona fucking sponsorship here. Okay, I can't say anything more than like a couple syllables. Right? A couple syllables and I'm done. Sponsorship. How many syllables is that? Like one. Wait. Sponsorship. Okay, it's only got 3, but like there's a lot of S's and
there's dual letters. It's just very hard.
It's very difficult, you know. I'm very excited right now. But no, we were actually having a conversation because I asked you and everything when I was coming on. Like we'll pop this whole conversation up on screen, but we had a conversation. I was like, drinking is encouraged because I wanted to put that out there because I didn't lay it out for Nick and I didn't lay it out for Logan. And you're like, I'm so down to drink with you. And I'm like, I got beers and stuff like that. But this man said, I'm more of a vodka soda guy. So I was like, you know what? Whatever you want, they'll be in the ice bucket.
It's honestly, it's not that I love vodka soda. It's that the Corona hit my gut hard. So
fair enough.
Like if I will drink like rum or whiskey or vodka constantly, but I'm gonna be mixing it with like I don't know any juice available. So this and then like at least I don't feel as bad getting drunk drinking something like this.
You know what? Like wait, I'm actually gonna go grab one right now. Hang on.
Would you do more sipping ASMR while you're there?
Maybe the camera picked up like opening the fridge. This is the first time I've gotten up and hello, I'm back. All right, so vodka soda, we got the watermelon one. Here we go. We're gonna do a little. Wait, hang on.
Is this a first for you or?
I think I've had them like passed to me at parties.
Oh, okay.
But like I've never willingly bought them. Like until you said I'm a vodka soda person, and like the other night I was like, I need to go to the LCBO. I need to get him his drinks.
Hey, not only am I a vodka soda, I'm a vodka water type of guy. You can actually buy like so you know like you get.
Wait, I think I've seen these. Those are actually really fucking good.
Yeah, so there's the how they have like boxed wine. You can get boxed vodka waters now. So I remember
wine vodka.
yeah. I don't even want to say that twice. But yeah, I literally had one like a few weeks ago. Like it's literally like that has the spout and everything, and it's fantastic. It's 4 liters for like $20 here. Jeez. And for the American viewers, it's stupid expensive. I get it.
You know what's crazy actually? Hey yo, shout out all the Australian and the like. There was one view, but like Australia and India, you got like. I don't understand how you guys found the podcast, but for some reason, when I was looking at the insights on SoundCloud, it was like, you got to play in Australia and India. And I'm like, what? How?
Shout out then.
Shout out to you guys. Oh, also, I got a shout out to the lady that at the store today when I was going, because like I go there and everything, right? I'm buying my stuff and everything. And she's telling me about the Super Bowl and everything. Cause it is Super Bowl Sunday. Let's go.
Who do you have?
I explained to her, I don't really watch football, so I don't really understand it. I watch English football.
The real football, supposedly.
Well, you know what? Hey, listen, okay? I was brought up like by my mom saying football and everything. She called it football, and she took me as a kid. Like I hated football, but like, she brought me to a game. It was like the women's championship in Winnipeg and everything. And I'm like, I watched it. And I'm like, this is fucking awesome. And I'm like, I'm committed. But then I realized sorry, American teams, but you guys, our league in America fucking sucks. compared to, because like it's the biggest thing in every other continent. Mm-hmm. Like they're so good at it. You look at the MLS and you're like, it's kind of ass.
Well, I was gonna say I know like the America against Canada game. I'm not big in.
Wait, hang on. Let me just get a little bit like here. This is for all you guys out there that like ASMR. I hope you get really tingly, and I hope like you don't get too excited.
Got a duel at the left and right, like pop, 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 pop.
Ooh. Okay, wait. Let's try this.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
It's not bad. It's actually not that bad.
Yeah, see that's the thing. It's not amazing. It's not like you're having vodka cran or something like that, but it's not bad. that's the point. Not supposed to enjoy. It's like anything in life that you enjoy too much, it's like it's not good for you. So that you can have a lot of those and it's okay because it's not great.
The one thing I just don't like is like like everyone used to be on like the Twisted Teas. Like did you ever drink those all the time?
I didn't. I had buddies that loved them, and unfortunately, I know for the people that like, I'm a gin drinker. I love gin, and a lot of people don't like that. The reason I like gin is because I know it's illegal, but in high school when I drank,
oh no, like it's not like anyone else on this podcast has done that
for monetization purposes only.
For monetization purposes, we are legal. We are actually legal. Like it's not like there's underage drinking going on in YouTube.
You can have like the big like banner in front of us, like boom, underage drinking is bad, like with like the whole like line of credits.
Oh my gosh, it pop up on screen. If we are not what do you call that, like people like influences, we are not influences. Like you do not like you know
we're not influencing underage drinking. Okay, this is just story purposes only, but
these are made up. Like these are just in theoretical.
Everybody in high school it was like 3 things. It was like any vodka, Hennessy, or like spiced rum. And then I started getting gin, and people they're like, no, that's disgusting.
I don't know which one to drink.
You have to double fist it.
I don't. That didn't work very well. Damn. Shit.
But yeah, in high school, no one liked to drink gin, and I found that if I brought gin to parties, no one would drink it, which would save me from having to share all my alcohol. So eventually, I would just continue, and I started just liking gin. Right? Like I don't know. People say it tastes like burnt tires and shit like that, but you know. I like the taste of burnt tires, I guess.
Well, I've got a buddy back home who also enjoys his gin and everything like that. He also was on like the apple ciders for a while and everything.
I love apple ciders.
Oh, really?
Summersby's, anything like that.
I didn't really care for them because for me they tasted a little like meh. Like
some of them do. Some of them do taste a little meh. They taste like I wouldn't say vomit, but
it's kind of like a Caesar. I'm sorry to the recording engineer. That's why
No.
That's why the set has been changed a bit because currently I am actually doing everything right now. I'm looking at the levels like I don't know what the levels are. I know he fucks with them while we're doing shit, but like I'm sure everything's fine. Like
just the two of us. We can make it if we try. Just the two of us.
You know what? We would it kind of brings back a little high school memory in the locker room and everything like that. You're going shower time with the boys and everything. And what was the song? It was like we would always sing that. It was like here far wherever you are. But we'd always sing it like it always had to. But it was always started by the person who's butt naked already taking the shower. You're like, and like, you know what I mean? Like it was, oh my gosh, volleyball is so sick. Shower time with the boys, underrated. Like I'm not going to willingly say like, yo, Jim, come hop in the shower with me or anything. Like I'm just going to say like right now, like, that's not what I'm implying here. I didn't buy you these to get you in the shower, but like, I'm just saying like shower time with the boys, like as a team.
I completely understand because I played American football in high school. And so there was shower time with the boys as well. And honestly, I feel like, underrated.
Underrated. But you know what? Like the football team, like sorry, like if any of the football players, like fuck you guys. Cause like they would always call the volleyball players gay, right?
They were
I don't know if I
joking.
can say that, but like at the same time, like you know what I mean. They said that and everything like that, but but they were in the fucking locker room like slapping each other's asses in the fucking like. And
it's encouragement.
It's encouragement.
We're on the field. We treat. If I'm gonna
touchdown.
Yeah, if I'm gonna treat you the same way in the field, I'm gonna treat you the same way in the fucking locker room.
Oh jeez.
I was like, because like it's the one thing. It's like if you think about it, so you start treating people differently in different. Like, have you ever seen that meme where it's just like you said the wrong thing with like your friend group number 5, but you're using personality group number 3?
Yeah.
It's like I don't have one of those. Like I treat everybody the same. So it's like if I'm gonna slap dudes' asses on the football field, this is like even on my base. It's like you gotta give that encouragement. You know what I mean? It's like if you don't, then I don't know. People are gonna be like, "Why does he only do that in specific situations?
Why did he not slap that guy's ass?"
You're like, I don't understand that, man. There's something wrong with that guy.
So on a more serious note, these people don't know who you really are, and I feel like I introduced you as Mississauga's next like upcoming DJ and everything like that. So I wanted you to tell a little bit about yourself. What is your real name, by the way?
It is Lucas.
Lucas.
I know, very basic, and then last name even more basic, Jones. Or you can use my. I got like it's Lucas Alexander Hamo Jones for anybody that wants to like crowd check that shit.
Mouthful.
Yeah, I know, right? But no, artist name Jim Jansky. That comes from back in the day when I was like really young, probably like leaving elementary school, maybe even earlier than that. I used to play like sets in my basement with my older brother and all of his friends, not with like real equipment, but even when we first started, it was like eDJ, this like app on your phone, and we would literally play sets and like download music every week and like get fucked up. And I know it's underage, but I mean, but yeah, we would get.
This is in theory.
Yeah, this is in theory. Okay, my real name is Lucas. That's not theory, but
that's
regardless, so we would play like all the music that we'd want to play. So back in the day, it was like big room house, hardstyle, like early 2010 area, and then like if it got to like 1-2 in the morning, we'd switch to techno. And after that, it's like after party, like AP stuff. And my brother used to call it the Jim Jansky set. And then over the years, like I'd changed my name because I've been producing since about 9 years old, taking music off of online or putting it online, taking it off because I thought it sucked. But like I've had many names and many aliases, but Jim Jansky was one of those things that like I just stuck with it because it was just like close to my heart almost. It's like there's meaning behind it.
Childhood memories and everything.
Exactly,
there's a lot of memories behind 100%. Your name.
And then my brother went, "What the fuck? That's copyrighted. I'm suing you."
Yo, like you can't. I gave you that name.
Yeah, so if I'm ever famous, he's gonna be the type of dude that literally, like, he's like, as I said before, he's a comedian, so he'd be there like, "That's my fucking brother," and I own him.
you bring him on for like you're just like, "Yo, come up on stage, bro." He takes the mic and he's like, I just want you all to know out there in the crowd, like Tomorrowland, like in that, I gave this man's name. I own his ass."
He just cuts the music. No, we always joke about it, where it'd be like, because I do run an events business, as I was saying to you before. It's like we'd have like a huge artist, but like we'd have a halftime show for some god awful reason, which no one does. It'd be like my brother doing comedy. Just gotta plug everybody in.
Yeah. Ooh, hang on a sec. What the fuck? I'm just trying to like stop the timer before it fucking goes. You know what? That's something I don't like about the app. Like, I know you can change like the alarm tone, but why is it that like Samsung? Like, I'll hear my buddy, like my roommate, wake up and it's nice, pleasant.
Anything you want. No, honestly, when it comes to that, because like I was saying before, I used to be a Samsung user and I loved like Android phones. Now I have the iPhone because just I have a MacBook now. You get the iPhone, you get the iPad. Everything is just integrated.
It's so easy to just AirDrop.
Exactly. That's another thing too. It's like I've never like done something like that. My brother's like, yeah, just the photo you sent me. Just click.
Yeah,
they're like,
no,
oh
it's
shit.
so much easier. And then it keeps the quality compared to like send it over Snap or like Instagram or
100%.
something. It just keeps the quality.
Yep, absolutely.
But that is our timer mark. We are gonna have to we're gonna have to cut. We're gonna have to listen to the next segment of music. We got some new music coming up. We got a little bit of Frank Walker, a little bit of I'm gonna butcher this name. A little bit of Tajamo. I feel like, do you know that guy?
Tajamo?
Yeah.
I honestly, it's like when, even for me, like those are the types of names. Like a good example, like Datsik, right? I know that's a name you don't really bring up in the music industry, and that's what happened. But it's like for the longest time, I just knew him as Datsik, but it's like it's actually That's Sick. You know what I mean? It's like That's Sick.
Yeah, well, that was my name in a like bunch too, right? Like we had the whole thing, like, yeah, shout out Will Moody, fuck you. Like when they came up on their Instagram, they used to read it as Bo-Bass Blaster, and I'm like,
shit.
And so they were like, yo, he's ass blasting, and I'm like, I just went with it, and I was like, yeah, whatever. But I was like,
oh, God.
If I type it into Google and I tell them to say it, it legit, the way it's spelled, it does say Bo-Bass Blaster.
Honestly, yeah, I like it too. I don't know if it's the same on like I don't know if this is the reason it's Bo-Bass, but like there's a plugin called Bo-Bass.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so when I saw it first, I don't know if it's spelled the exact same name, but I believe it is BOO and then bass.
Yeah.
And it is something that you get if you were to get like the FL, and I've been using like FL Studio since I was like before it was like FL Studio 12 or whatever. I was using was just Fruity Loops. So I saw that and I was there like, oh shit. I was like, is he using it because it's like the Bo-Bass plugin for FL Studio back in the day? I was like, oh shit.
Not quite, but like, you know what? I'll tell you about it, and once we're done playing the music. But yeah, we also got one of your tracks coming up. One I love. And then we got the new Chainsmokers track coming in too, who are supposed to be doing something for the Super Bowl, as well as Zed and a bunch of other people.
And Snoop Dogg, supposedly.
I heard that and everything like that.
I actually heard that there was supposed to be a Tupac hologram.
What?
Yeah, that's what I heard. I don't know if it's true. There's a lot of like rumors going around for a Tupac hologram. They did it years ago. I believe it was at Coachella like years ago. But I don't know if they're going to bring that back. If they do, holy shit.
Okay, well, you know what? We'll talk more about the whole Super Bowl and everything and the music when we come back. All right, until then, enjoy the mix, guys. All right, we're back. We just played some music and everything like that. Heard your song, Baseline. Do you want to read out and everything? I never let the guests read out
on the right side?
The track list. Yeah, on the right side. Let's see if you can decipher the last minute writing.
Okay, we got Lost Without You, Nurko, Crystal Skies, and known as Not or Nat?
Yeah, I think it's known as Nat.
Known as Nat?
Yeah.
Down by Tajamo. Day by Day by Frank Walker and 2 Feet. Banger. You got Midnight by yours truly, Jim Jansky.
Yes, sir. Love that track.
High by the Chainsmokers.
Yes, sir. Look at that. Did better than I normally do.
I was going to say, I have the doctor's writing, so I mean, sometimes it's easier for me to read.
Well, you know what? It's for some reason, it's like whenever I look and I'm like reading, like it should be easy to read, but then I think about it too much. I'm like, as I'm like trying to like coordinate letters into words to send out to my mouth, like it's the whole like through the eyesight, through the brain, down out the mouth. There's like a blockage somewhere where it just decides like, nah.
It's like writer's block, but it's just thought block.
Yeah, exactly. I have now converted to vodka soda because I didn't grab another beer, but I'm actually really digging this. So, hey, yo, vodka soda, Cottage Springs. If you guys, because we tried this with Rona, if you guys want to sponsor us, hey, that'd be awesome.
Gotta do like commercial, like 0 carbs, 0 sugar, vodka water. Or vodka soda.
And still gets you just as fucked up. 5%. Let's go. Woo-hoo. So when we last talked, we were talking about the Super Bowl a little bit. Who do you have?
Cincinnati.
Cincinnati.
It's hard to say. I mean, like, Cincinnati, I think, deserves it. They've gone through the long haul, but at the same time, the LA Rams, it's in their stadium. It's in Los Angeles, so, I mean, they have the advantage.
Do you think, like, at the same time, like, LA wins way too much. Like, LA wins too much shit.
Yeah. LA's already, like, I mean, I love LA. LA's too good. Just give it to Cincinnati. They need something.
For real. Well, you know what? Like, I'm more of a hockey person. You know what pissed me off? When LA Kings or Knights, when they came in and they're in the playoffs, the first time they came onto the NHL.
Yeah, it was a very rarity to have a brand new team, like, right up there, up in center, right?
Oh my gosh.
That's what happens.
I hated it. Like, you know what? Like, I used to support the Capitals. I still kind of do, but I'm more of a Toronto man now. Like, and as much as that sucks.
Well, I know this is a little bit of a duality within, like, fans, but, like, part of my family comes from Montreal, so I love the Montreal Canadiens. But I also, yeah, I know. Hate on me as much as you want, everybody. But I love the Maple Leafs as well. But I also love Buffalo. Like for me, it's like when the Buffalo Bills got out of the playoffs for NFL, it's like my heart was broken. Like it was such good games in the playoffs. Like some of the best football I've ever seen in my life, American football. But in quotations. But when it comes to hockey, it's like I have a few teams. Like back in the day, I don't know if you've ever done this, but me and my older brother used to do like hallway hockey with the tiny nets and the tiny sticks.
Oh my gosh, mini sticks.
Yeah, mini sticks, right? So we'd always pick teams and players and stuff, right? And I love playing goalie, and I'd always pick like the Avalanche and stuff like that. Or I love Calgary, but I think specifically like the Sharks San Jose as well. Oh, this is like I'm just naming all of the teams right now. You're sitting there like, that's what I mean.
You know what? I'm a fan of Washington. I'm a fan of Buffalo. I'm a fan of like the Senators. I'm a fan of like Montreal. I'm a fan of Toronto.
Yeah, it's true though. It's just like my brain just works off. I am very indecisive, but when it comes to hockey, just like I said though, like if I were to have to pick teams specifically, top three, it'd be the Canadiens, it would be Toronto, and it would definitely be like either San Jose or the Avalanche, and that's it. I'll leave it at that.
Well, you know, at least like the Montreal is not doing that great this season. That's for sure.
Speaking of Montreal, PK Subban was in the new. I know he's not in Montreal now, but I was a star player back in the day. PK Subban was in the new Jackass movie that I just watched.
Oh yeah, okay.
Just to give a little spoilers to anybody that hasn't watched the movie, they do something, and they've done it through all of the Jackass movies. They bring it back. It's called the Cup Challenge, and they basically get someone to wear like a jock, and then they get someone to brutalize that jock. Like so, back in the day, they had like a UFC fighter punch the jock. They had PK Subban wind up and take a slap shot at a jock. I have never seen a man in so much pain in my life.
You know, oh man, I've taken a lot.
And
of
the accuracy,
just
to hit the jock like that, like on mark.
Do you think like do you think it was like a couple takes, or do you think it was like a walk up?
It would have had to been a couple takes, but you have to also think about it like this: like, dude, getting a slap shot taken at you by PK Subban, regardless if you're not a goalie, is gonna hurt, even if you have pads on.
Weber bomb,
dude. And like the way he had it set up is like I don't know if the cameras will pick it up, but like. He had like the pads up to here, and then it was literally like a cutout and just the jock. And then funny thing, just another spoiler, and like he turns around and like the whole like the chapless, like the assless chaps, like his ass was bare. Like,
yeah.
So he was out there, cold arena and everything.
No, I'm a big hockey person, that's for sure. I love my hockey. Like I say like I love like English football and everything like that. But like it's more of a
so good.
It's a nice sport to throw on in the back. Like for one, I love it because there's no breaks, there's no commercial breaks except for halftime, and that's it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's fun. It's fun to watch, but sometimes you can get really boring games. It's like it's 100%. Not because you're watching basketball, you're watching hockey. It's really like it's faster paced like the entire time.
So actually, like speaking of like boring in sports, it's hard for me to like go to a live sports game. Like I just went recently, I wouldn't say recently, maybe a few months ago, to the Raptors game.
Okay.
And everybody always is so hyped, and I'm not. And like I go there and I'm like eating my popcorn, and I'm just like, all I see is like, not to say that I don't like basketball. I love like the Raptors and stuff like that. I'm a bandwagon fan. I would say that like when they start winning them, they're like, yeah,
you're sitting
right?
there like, okay, yeah, I see you.
I'm not the type of person that throws on like the NBA or anything like that, or even like regular sports games. I'm more of the guys like Netflix is so available, or Disney. Let's just watch a new fucking movie, right, or a new TV show. So in that sense, it's like I watch the sports game. And they're like, all I see in basketball is like left and then right. Even in hockey, like the last hockey game I went to is like, it's like I just like, you know what, like can get a little boring.
Yeah.
The reason that is because I got to see the UFC with I forget the guys that headlined the event, but I saw UFC in Toronto when it came, and that is the type of sport where like I'm there, like you can't do this in football, but like I was up there like spitting like fucking kill him, kill him, like dude, like sweat, like I'm yelling so much, the sweat's beating off my face, and then I go to I go to a Raptors
like you just
game.
walked out of the cage.
Yeah,
and everything
right.
like that.
And I'm watching the Raptors like whoop, and he missed it, and whoop, he
back
got
the
it
other
in.
way. Oh,
And
they
like,
gave
and
the other
like
guy the ball.
I get flashes of like dudes getting like knocked out by kicks and stuff, and I'm there like, yeah.
you're sitting there like you got that orgasmic face. You're just like, oh my god.
Yeah, like it's hard to watch like TV sports is like I was saying before about like the Queen's Gambit. It's like small things on TV can get me edged off like UFC, and I'll be like oh god, like this is so intense. But like watching it live for some reason is different for me. It's like I watch like football, like the Super Bowl. I'm gonna go back tonight. I'm gonna watch it with my boys, and like I'm gonna have a couple beers, and we're like, yeah.
Well, you know what? It's like 100%. It's got to be like it's the camera work, right?
Mm-hmm.
Camera work is like big thing, like because you're always you're following the play and everything. Whereas like say if you're in the stands, you're just watching them skate.
Another thing,
right?
and the weird thing too with the UFC is they're like we had really like good seats as well. We were in like the 100s when we were watching it, but it's like you're not really watching much going on because you're watching through a cage, and then like you're watching camera guys go around the cage as well. So more or less, you're literally watching the big screen above the cage. Still, like you're getting the opportunity of being there, but at the same time, you're still watching. You're
seeing what kind of goes up, like what everyone else is seeing from home.
When I watched the Raptors too, I was really close, but there's no like interference. I'm like,
yeah.
and
it's like the
And like what for me is like it was a really good game too. The Raptors lost and it was really close, but it was like the last 2 minutes of the game that like you're on your seats and like the score is 2 points difference and you're there like back and forth and you're there like now I'm on edge. But like for a second quarter, I'm there like the fuck is going on right now?
Well, yeah, because like I feel like in basketball it can be like even the whole time through, but until like that last quarter or whatever it is, like it's like that's when it gets most intense.
I forget exactly how it went too, but I'm pretty sure what happened is the Raptors were getting their asses kicked the entire game. Like, I'm pretty sure it was like a 20 point difference the whole game. And then the last quarter came around and they caught up. And like, that's where you're there like, oh yeah, like, yeah.
Oh my gosh, you're coming back,
and then
let's go.
And then they lost and we were there like, fuck.
Gosh, for fuck's sakes.
and the thing about UFC is like, you know, you have like 15 fights, right? So like you're watching and it's just like, oh, someone lost. Oh, someone won. Now someone lost.
Like disappointed though. Like say you got like this big lead up. You're like, oh, I can't wait to see this fight. And then it just like, it ends just like.
There have been a few fights like that actually that I've seen. Specifically, UFC was last night. We were watching pay-per-view, me and my buddy Vince. And two heavyweights are fighting, Derek Lewis and Tai Tuivasa, I think is his name. And it was a crazy, like, dude, these guys are like 280 pounds, 260 pounds. Like, their guts are hanging out. They're like, you guys should not be fighting in the UFC. They're not, you know, like the rips. Dude, they're the type of dudes, they go in there and they knock each other out. And you see this guy, Tai Tuivasa, on the bottom of the cage, getting his face rocked in by this 200... dude, and you're there like, this guy's going to get knocked out. He stands up and starts swinging back, and within the next round, that guy knocks out Derek Lewis. And we were like, I jumped out of my seat like, whoa! And it's like, that's the type of, like, not to say that, like, I only get off via sports when I see a male or a female get their ass kicked, but it's just like, even in hockey, when someone fights...
Yo, you know what? And that's something like in hockey, you're just sitting there like, let the fight go!
Yeah.
There was a really good fight. Oh, fuck. I can't remember. He used to... he was the captain of Boston, like, for, like, quite a few years and everything like that. And he had, like... he was...
Taller guy?
He was a taller guy.
Chara?
Chara, that was him.
That was Chara.
You know what? I had a really good clip of a fight he did because he's on the Islanders now. And who was he fighting? I can't remember who he was fighting. But you know what? I'll put the clip up on screen because I do have it because I was going to bring it up. I just didn't think it was going to be now. But like, oh my gosh, it was a good fight. They let it go and everything like that. And I was like, fuck yeah, let's go. Or when you see people like getting riled up, you can tell the players like, you see a scrappy game and you're like, there's going to be a fight. And like, you just keep waiting. You're just waiting. You're like, when is this fight going to happen?
It's honestly like, it's the best when you see like rival teams verse. And it's just like, like, I know a fight's going to break out. It's just like a matter of time and the game's close. You're like, oh God, it's coming.
Well, that was last year. I think it was either the Rangers. Yeah, it was Rangers and Washington. When, what was his name? Thompson or something like that. What was his name? He just replaced Ovechkin for the All-Star game. It was,
what?
What the fuck was his name? Hang on, now, it was Tom Wilson or something like that.
Tom Wilson.
Yeah, or something like that.
I'm like I told you before, I'm great with faces, horrible with names. Like the
Same.
fact that Chara came to my mind for Boston, I was there like, I'm proud of myself.
You know what? I was really hoping you were going to, because I was already talking. I was like, it'll come to me. It'll come to me as I'm talking. I'm like, no, it's not coming to me. I don't know what his name is. But this Tom Wilson, I can't remember what it was. Oh yeah, it was he sent one of the players down, and he was like said to be like stomping on the guy. He was like cross-checking a guy on the in the head when he was down. Yeah. And so there was this massive, like, it was crazy. The next game they played, like, oh my gosh. I think it was the next game. Like, it was either the next game or that game where, like, team was just completely against Capitals, and like they almost ran out of players on the bench because there was so many fights. It was just right off face off. Everyone just drops their mitts. Like, there was 3 fights that broke out, and it just kept going. And I was like, let's go. This is hockey. Well, it's not hockey, but it is hockey.
That reminds me what, like, I honestly forget the age I was. I was like very early high school. I played lacrosse for about a year. And dude, it was honestly a shit show. Like, I remember we got to the finals, and we were versing the finals. My ass scored 2 goals in the final game, but those were 1 of 2 points, 2 of 3 points that were scored in the game. But the game had to get stopped because we had guys getting sent to the bench and then coming out, and then like 3 or 4 times during the game we had bench brawls. Like all like the coach were like, no, and like, dude, imagine this, like grade 9s coming out and just beating the shit out of each other, and then they pull us apart, and then literally you'd have like 3 dudes in the bench, and they'd come out, and then like the play would be on. And they just turn and just charge each other. Yeah. And then worst case, dude, I don't know if it's the Mississauga or just the GTA in general. Dude, parents were getting thrown out of the stadium via cops because they were drinking, watching their fucking underage kids playing lacrosse.
Jeez.
Dude, they stopped the game. They kicked their ass. I think it was like 6-3. That was the end score. But they had to stop the game. And then imagine this. Because it was the finals, in that stadium after, we had like the trophies for all of the teams. And our teams were side by side. That's just how it happened. So we're sitting there like watching them get trophies and like, we're gonna beat your asses.
we're gonna you guys might have won this time, but you will not win in the long run.
I was like, maybe that's why I like UFC, and that's why I think some sports are boring, because I've been integral in those things before.
Sports can be like 100%. Like, say, like the other night, like, or I guess it would have been last night, the Leafs game was on and everything. I played in Vancouver, and like I had all intention to watch the game, but then once it was on, I was like, I already like spent the whole day like trying to work out the mic setup for today, and I'm sitting there like, I really just want to watch dumb YouTube videos.
I know the ones for sure.
Oh man,
I have like a weird fad watching like YouTubers play video games, like the Rad Brad and stuff like that.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! You know what? I watch Vanoss gaming all the time.
Exactly right. So
there's something. You know what? Like it is really weird to watch other people play video games and everything, but at the same time, like listening to their conversations and like especially like I'm gonna admit recently, like Vanoss like should definitely be like he probably could get canceled pretty easily right now, because he's kind of said like, I think fuck the YouTube like guidelines and everything like that. But at the same time, I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty fucking entertaining.
Well, that's the thing. It's like with like the guy I watched, the Rad Brad. It's just like he's one of the only commentators that doesn't have like the video clip. He's like, I've been watching him probably since I was like 9 years old.
Yeah.
And even now, I go to his videos and it's like this dude still like carries the same million followings for new video games he plays, right? And for me, it's like I don't play video games nearly as like when I was in high school. I was like video games,
same.
Right? And now I don't play nearly as much. Like I love, I guess, like solo play games like The Last of Us or The Last of Us 2. Dude, I like The Last of Us. I was like top 3% in the world. I beat that game 13 times over. Right? Like I had every achievement. I played online, like literally like it was chess matches, like fucking the Queen's Gambit. I'd just wash kids, you know what I mean? But for me now, it's like it's hard to play video games. Recently, I started playing a game called I think Remnant of the Ashes. It's a Dark Souls style game.
You know what? I feel like I've heard of it because I still kind of watch out for what games are coming out. Like,
dude, so good. It came out a few years ago, but like I have because I'm a PC gamer now. I used to be like PS4. I still have it and stuff like that, and I just don't have the new PS5. When I get it, I'll be playing more video games for sure. I'm just like I'm waiting till the rush is over and I can just buy one.
You're gonna see a lot less of like the DJ Jim Jansky and like more like, on the YouTube. Like,
dude, like years ago too, we tried to do it all. Like we had the Jones Residence, we had podcasts, we had video games. Like I would like play through all of these games and stuff. Right? I started playing through The Last of Us 2. But for me, it's like, it was so weird to get like mic involved because I play video. I'm quiet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like you want to hear someone that's talking almost, right? And I'm there like so intrigued with the game, and I'm there like I hear someone like, shut the fuck up.
You know what? Like
I
I
hear
feel
this.
Like you right now would make it really good. Because like it's the same thing like with me. Like when I first started like doing the YouTube scene and everything like that with the video games when I was a kid, it was really hard like on your own to like just start talking. Like that's why I was playing with friends is so much more fun just to record. It's like the same thing here, right? You just
with the Dark Souls like like I was playing. I bring up my buddy Vince a lot, but me and him have been playing it back and forth. It's a 3-player like Dark Souls style game, so it's very hard.
Oh.
And dude, one night we started at 2 a.m. because we both got home like not like we were like out like different areas from the night, and then we both got home. We were like, fuck it, let's play. From 2 till 5:30 in the morning, we tried to beat one boss. We started like we didn't get like we started the night before. We got to the boss. We're like, okay, we'll stop here. We get to him. We start 2 a.m. 2.5 hours of constantly dying until we beat him. And like we could have searched up guides that how to beat it, trial and error until we just barely made it by 2.5. Dude, it was 5:30 in the morning. We played till about 6, and it like we beat him. And usually we beat a boss, we're like, yeah! But we were so annoyed that like we beat him.
There like, it's time to go to bed.
Dude, we didn't even know. We continued playing, but we did not talk. It was we beat him, and it was like we beat him, and it was quiet. And then like we were looting, and like we just continued going. And then we got to the next checkpoint where they're like, that's it. And we're like, yep, good night. And then we saw there was no victorious. It was they're like, fucking finally, holy
the sun's
shit.
coming up. Oh my god,
dude! This is one of the only times in recent, I would say, years I've played video games till that early in the morning. It was addicting though, you know what I mean? You get to a point, it's like when someone, like when your buddy beats you in a game, but you know you almost beat him, like you want to continue doing it until you beat him.
Yeah, you're like, I'm gonna get my fucking revenge.
Dude, we got like it was the second try, we got it, and it was brutal. So one of the boss are reversing. It's like one boss comes up, and you get into half health, and then a second boss with full health with the same comes up. And so we beat we get both of them down to like a smidgen on like our second or third try, and then for fucking like an hour and a half we couldn't even get them to half. But we were there like, dude, we almost did this with no like hope, like what are we doing wrong? And so and like it was either he fucked up or I fucked up, and like it was just like it's one of those games like mathematics. It's like you have to wait till they attack in a certain move, and you have to wait 2 seconds, and
my gosh, like where you actually have to be strategic, like,
and it's because there's 2 of us too, and we beat him, and then all we can think about is like, how the fuck do you do that with just yourself? Like, how the fuck is that even possible? And we started getting angry at the game developers where they're like, that's impossible to do that by yourself. But
well, you know what? We would all. I kind of have a similar story, but it's a little less intense because we would play Uno. We would sit there. You're playing 7-0 rule in Uno with the rule where you have to pick up until you can play.
Yeah.
And we start at 10 o'clock, and the same game is playing till 2 a.m. And we're playing on bad internet because we're from fucking this small town. We're in the boonies. So like we're sitting there like you're on a 3-hour game that's been going, and you're sitting there, you're so tired and everything like that. You're a couple drinks down, you're just sitting there like you're just screaming at each other like fuck you. and then finally like you're like, oh my gosh, I've got 3 + 4 cards. I'm about to kick this person. I'm gonna absolutely annihilate this kid. And then someone disconnects because of the internet, and you're like, no.
I'd lose it. I would literally lose it. I have a very good temper, but when you're doing something that's like the same for 4 straight hours, and then something happens, you're there like, I'm gonna kick my table over.
Yeah, you're about to flip. We're bringing it back from the last podcast. Just start destroying the set, man. Give it the like. So what else we got? Because we've been talking for like a good minute about. I don't even know.
Yeah, like I told you, this is gonna be like a very supposed to be music oriented, but we just go off.
Here, let's go with that. Like, okay, so from the last, because I didn't ask you last time, from the last couple track lists, what would you say would like caught your eye, other than your songs, of course, because like we can't be like narcissistic.
It's an impossible. I'm joking.
That's impossible. I love Midnight.
Honestly, when it comes to music, like I told you prior to that, like he told me he was gonna ask me this question prior, and I was like, it's an impossible question. But I mean, the Frank Walker track from the second
Day by Day.
Yeah, Day by Day. It's a good track. And then probably the Tijama one. I think Tijama played a song in the first one, right?
Down, yeah. No, I've been like having that one on repeat a bunch actually.
And as much as I am like I feel more of my music now is underground, I mean, I still have a heart for all of that, like, I wouldn't say bullshit poppy music, because I know it is mainstream right now, but it's like, I still love it, you know what I mean? I'm the type of dude you'll catch, like, singing Ariana Grande in my car.
Oh, 100%.
Like,
dude,
I give no fucks.
Spaceships by Nicki Minaj,
yeah,
just screaming
dude,
it.
I have no fucks. Like, people, like, I go to Toronto, and it's like, it's not like I put on a visage. Like, I get in the car, and, like, my first song comes on, and my partner, like, you'll be like, what the fuck is going on right now? And I'll be like, nah, 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 nah. And one time my partner called me, and I was singing the new Easy by Adele. And he was like, hey, how's it going? And I started off, I had my buddy in the car with me, and I'm singing, I don't give a fuck, right? And I was there like, I didn't even say hi. I was there like, you call me while I'm, you know how hard it is to get back into Adele after you call me? And I was there like, dude, my voice was at like a fucking, like a G or something.
You're sitting there like your voice is already like strained and you're losing your voice and everything like that.
And dude, and he starts calling me a pussy and stuff like that. And I'm there like, this conversation's over. I'll be at your house in 5 minutes.
Hangs up and just goes right back like, no, I gotta, because of you, I have to now try and get back into singing Adele.
I have to do one of those things where like I pause the music and like my buddy's, what the hell's going on? I'm like,
you gotta get back in there.
He's like, ooh-sa, ooh-sa. Like, la 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 la.
Okay, I can sing now.
Yeah, I know. That's that.
I'm like, I got a whole playlist on all that. You got like big up on Rihanna. She's having a kid now, isn't she?
Yes, absolutely. That's what I was told.
That was like big news or something like that.
Supposed to be Drake's sad.
Oh yeah, I heard about that too. Sorry, Drake, but like at the same time, like
he's got a kid. How can you be sad? You know,
she's just getting a kid too.
Yeah, and that's a powerful relate. It was A$AP Rocky, right? A$AP Rocky.
I think so. Yeah.
I don't want to.
I know. I'm like,
I don't want to say anything.
I don't like.
Right. It's like I'm not crazy into like pop culture and stuff like that, and a lot of the stuff that's going on nowadays. I try to like shelter myself because sometimes it's good, sometimes it's like bad.
And it's so hard to say like it confidently because then you're like, I don't want to sound wrong, especially when this is being recorded.
It's like I keep like having to like hold my burps back from the vodka sodas. Like I'm not used to drinking carbonated drinks, so I'm there.
Hey, it's just part of the ASMR.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like we're still like bringing it up enough where we can put this in the title.
Exactly. It's like it technically classifies as we want like because it's top 3 on YouTube. We gotta get there somehow.
We gotta get that trending somehow. We gotta get out there somehow.
Exactly.
We're doing everything.
Yeah. No. Like when it comes to that, it's like I'm pretty sure it is A$AP Rocky because those are 2 names I feel like just fit together.
Like when like something like you just like when you say one like so you say like Rihanna and you say child and like the first thing that comes to mind is A$AP Rocky, but at the same time isn't there like other A$AP people just as like similar as like
A$AP Ferg?
It's the same thing as like Lil.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't. I wouldn't say that, but I mean, I know like there's the A$AP Crew. I don't. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Like I said, like I'm like even when it comes to rap music, I love like rap music. Like I'm very like into certain songs, but I'm not very cultured into that genre of music.
You hear a song, you're kind of like I fuck with that. And
exactly.
And you listen
right.
To it,
like,
right? But you're not. Are you? Would you say do you go out of your way to find more rap at all?
No, my brother, my older brother Thomas, the comedian.
Yeah, big
plug.
Another little plug.
He like every time like me and him sometimes like I was telling before sometimes I go on like binges with like drinking like I'm the type of person that I'll drink till 9 in the morning.
Jeez,
right?
Vodka soda, I feel it too now.
Yeah, like me and my brother like 2-3 times a year we'll drink and it'll be till 9 and he gets to play the music because usually around my friend group I'm the one that plays the music, right? But he'll play all of it and it'll all be like either like 70s 80s or rap music I've never heard, and the whole night I'm like piss drunkly like waving like shazamming.
Yeah.
And then I listen to that.
Ask, like do you feel like it's a little out of the place to go like what's this song and like ask?
So that's a good question because back in high school, like I was telling you before, like I have such a outrageously large playlist of music, and like I would say like via MP3 back in the day, like before Spotify was a thing, like when I was in high school, like people would be like, "What's that song?" And like I'd be the guy like, right? And people used to get angry at me, but I'm there like, but for me as a DJ, it's like if I'm playing a new song, it's just like I want the crowd not to know it, so that when they hear it, it's like that much more impactful. They're like, what is this song, rather than everybody around you hearing it. Like when you go to a big like a festival and you hear all the songs you listen to, it's cool, but like when that artist throws in that one song you've never heard before, it like you're like, whoa, like that's the song you want to Shazam. And that's what they do it.
Yeah.
So
that's the time we're saying that we gotta wrap up soon.
Oh god.
So continue.
But yeah, no, like when it comes to that, like I don't think it's a bad thing to ask. I don't think it's a bad thing. That's why I feel like that's why someone created Shazam. They're like, that fucker won't give me the music.
It was definitely someone like in a festival or someone sitting there going like so pissed off, like turning to their left, like, do you know this song? They're like, no. Do you know this song? No. And you're just like, what the fuck is this song? And I need to listen to it.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's a bad question to ask per se, but I mean, like, nowadays, I'll give someone a song. Like, I don't care, to be honest, but, like, I would say years ago, I was like, oh, this is mine. Fuck off.
You know what? If someone asks me, I definitely tell them to it, but for me, personally, I definitely do Shazam over Ask.
Yeah.
Like, if I see it on the screen, like, because now, like, all the cars have screens on them, so, like, it's nice because, like, you can just see it and add it.
Yeah.
And, like, I still do it discreetly, too. Like, I'll kind of go, like...
I was gonna say, because, like, in that sense, it's like, as much as it is a dick thing to do, it's just like, if someone doesn't know you're Shazamming and you have that song and you don't say anything about it, the next time you play it and they're around, they're like, I gave you that. You're like, no, I've had it for a while, like, you know.
Yeah, you're sitting there like no, I love this artist.
I didn't ask you for it. How do you think I got it?
Yeah, I didn't like. It's just been popping off, man.
I actually heard it on Z103.5 like hours before you played
heard it on the Bo-Bass Beat Sesh Podcast.
Don't kill me.
All right, well,
plugs on plugs.
Even though I'm plugging my own thing, that like, if you're listening to this, you already heard it.
Well, we've gone through so much that it's just like, no, not you plug it as ASMR, but also music, but also this is that. So
yeah, we're a broad spectrum. We're a broad spectrum of random stuff. Like we talk about, we haven't even really talked about a lot of music, but like. We kind of went on topic to talk music, and then we kind of
we'll rifle like on the next segment. We'll rifle through all of like the points we need to get to.
Well, you know what? Because I think we only covered 1, 2. Like there's like 10 things on here, but like we covered like 3.
It's gonna have to be like one of those interviews like politicians where you only get like a minute to answer the question and then the timer goes out. So we'll have to do that for the last.
We're gonna have to like speed talk this and everything like that. I'm gonna have to shotgun a bit so like the speech comes out a little bit faster.
It's either going to be like what's going to happen is, so for the first 2 segments they're going to have to listen at like 1.0 times speed, but for the last they're going to have to slow it down to about 0.5 to actually know what we're talking about.
Yeah. But all right, well, since we are out of time for this segment, we are going to jump. I'm not even playing music. It's actually going to be a guest set by our Jim Jansky man.
All IDs.
Also Lucas, which is a boring name.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, let's see what you have in store for us.
Perfect. Awesome.
Perfect. All right. So we just heard your set. The set that totally is not being recorded later right now that I totally did not hear right now. It was awesome though.
Oh, yeah.
It was so sick. Like I loved all the IDs and everything like that. Like
I was gonna say, even though that factor, it is all IDs, so it's not like you'd be able to identify any of the songs in there.
Yeah. All right. So first things first. Like we said, we want to get this a little fast because right now we've run into the issue of we've been talking so much and everything that we've recorded about 2 half-hour segments, and we're running out of storage on the cameras and batteries on the cameras, and we gotta go soon. So
Super Bowl
first,
Sunday, baby.
Yeah. So first things first. This is to my cousin Alyssa. She was a little annoyed last time. When I brought up the whole story about how I got into DJing and music and everything with Avicii, like being levels, she was the one who showed me the song and put the song into montage. And I'm actually going to bring up the whole text thing in chat and everything like that. And I'll even show you because it's just so stupid and funny. Like, yeah. It's just like, she's just sitting there like, I feel betrayed. Like, I'm like, okay. Would it make you feel better if I brought up your name on the podcast? And she was like, I don't remember. She was just like, yeah. And I was like, okay, consider it done. So this is to you, Alyssa. I'm sorry I betrayed you by not mentioning your name. I also had a buddy who showed me the banana peppers on pizza. And he said to me too, he's like, you didn't even shout me out, man. And I was like, well, I was going to keep like, everyone just like on the low level. Like I wasn't going to use names on the podcast, but clearly people want me to use names, I guess. So Alyssa, thank you for showing me levels. Casey, thank you for showing me banana peppers on pizza is fucking bomb.
He's sorry to the masses.
I'm sorry to the masses. And all of you guys that want your name shouted out too. Like there you go. Shout out to all you guys that are mad at me for not shouting you out and using your name on podcast. Cause like, I didn't know you wanted me to use your actual name. But what else do we got? Oh yeah. So you DJ at the Bar and Cathedral, right?
Yes.
Downtown and everything.
Yes.
I've checked it out a couple times. One time I went there before you were playing and everything. I was getting shows. I think it was to your Halloween thing.
Halloween, possibly, yeah.
I
Absolutely.
think it was. I think it was around there. And me and my roommate go and everything like that. He might have just been underage, but I was of age. And you kind of like you were like, yo, like they're only like $15 I think a ticket, or $20 a ticket. And we're like, yo, sweet, like let's go. And so I was gonna drink, he was gonna drive. And when we get there and everything, I do remember being informed that we were gonna be able to get in no problem. And we tried to get in, and there was some issues.
19 plus event.
19 plus event with also extra bodyguards being
Yeah.
assigned, and we did not get in.
Yep.
I mean, to be fair, I could have got in, and I did see you when you walked out, and I was like, I wanted to say hi and be like, yo, we can't get in, but at the same time, I was like, I don't want to bother him.
Yeah.
I was like, I really don't want to just walk up and be like, yo, we can't get in.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate faction, to be honest. Like, and to me, like to all the people that do try to get underage, unfortunately, I was very lucky when I was young. Like, I was going illegally clubbing when I was like 12 and 13 years old.
Oh
like,
shit!
To
really?
like clubs that were like CZ, like in Toronto. I was going in at like 13, 14 years old, which is a big no. I go to CZ now, which is a completely different CZ, but at the same time, which is comfort zone for those that don't know. But it's like very like techno, tech house, house music. It's very like, I guess, prestige in that sense of like the underground realm in Toronto. But like I remember like having the option of doing that. So when it comes to, I guess, trying to get in when you're underage, it sucks, especially if you get turned away. But at the same time, it's just like, hey, like if you can't get in, let's try next week.
Yeah, you know what? It wasn't all bad, because you know what he said to me is like, hey, like listen, you're legal, you can get in and everything like that. Why don't you go? And I was like, no, I'm not gonna do that to you. And I was like, so I decided, like, so we just went down the street, like legit, like we didn't even walk far. We just went to one of the restaurants. I ended up downing a whole pint there. The ride home was a little, the stomach was hurting a little bit,
Yeah.
that's for sure, after that pint and everything. But you know what? It was a good night, and like I'm sure you probably had a great night there.
That night was different. I mean, definitely fantastic. I'm pretty sure, like, I was reading the script before too. I know one of the questions that you have was something along the lines of like best moments DJing.
Yes,
Yeah.
I was actually gonna like interrupt you and like ask you that.
That actually probably was one of the best nights for me when it came to DJing, because like first of all, we had like the largest crowd that we've ever had before. Obviously, my partner, he's DJ'd at Coda and stuff like that before in Toronto. He's like a handful of years older than me, and he's been in the scene a lot more. That's why I respect him, and like he's been able to show me the light in certain situations. But at the same time, it's like even like we got off stage and we went back, like people were like we don't see that type of music, that type of techno played in Toronto anymore, and it's like we want to see more of it. So like give us encouragement to want to do more shows, right? So in that sense, it's like we got back to his house and it was like, awe. Like we were there like, dude, did that really just happen? Like,
Yeah.
like we were so in awe. Like it was crazy. It was a crazy experience. But I honestly think minus that, the best experience I had DJing was probably the illegal beach party that we played in Toronto over the summer.
Okay.
It's on my Instagram. There's a little clip of it, and I'll probably release like montages.
Go check out his Instagram. It's Jim Jansky. It'll be popping up on screen here and there.
At Jim Jansky on every platform. Facebook, we got Instagram, we got Sound, everything. But
Everything. Go run up all of the shit.
JimJansky.com as well. Sure, I haven't updated that webpage in a while, but hey, it's still there.
Because you make like a whole variety of music, you were telling me.
Yeah.
Like you don't like to stick to just one. Like
No.
this DOJ
Yeah.
project you were working on. You said it was more like techno and stuff.
Yeah,
like more
so
oriented.
DOJ is more from like, I wouldn't say underground, but it pretty much is in that sense. We still do make like tech house, and like we can make, or we will make, more mainstream-esque music, but we are focused very much on the justice side of it, because we do have two sides. There's Injustice. Those are two platforms. Injustice, tech house, more mainstream, and then we have Justice, which is like strictly techno. And so we'll be working on that in the next for the foreseeable future, I should say. But in the next few months, you will see music being released and stuff like that. So DOJ also have an Instagram account, DOJ Official. Other than that, yeah, that's what DOJ is.
That's pretty cool, actually. You know, and I know like a lot of you guys out there, like, because I know like a lot of the people back home are some of them are getting into kind of more EDM because some of them have been to festivals and everything like that and have really enjoyed it. But some others, you know, it's still like that country and like that old metal and everything like that. So, but like, you know what? Like, go check out this guy's shit because, like, you know what? I actually do genuinely enjoy it. Same as like I said to Nick, like, I don't listen to rap very often. Like, I do listen to more EDM, so your shit's a lot easier to listen to and enjoy. But like for Nick's stuff, like I was like, I actually kind of genuinely enjoy this. Like, this is actually catchy. And like now that I'm also gonna play this before I realize we stopped the whole that it was stopped the entire time. I get too involved. I get way too involved, especially after like I don't know how many drinks in I am now, but like I'm a couple, that's for sure.
we don't count. We keep going.
You know what? Like it's like about what? Number 3, you stop counting.
I think the rule, even with like working out, is like the Muhammad Ali line. Is like you don't like, you know, like you do push-ups, you do 20 push-ups. It's like instead of counting to 20, start counting when it really fucking hurts.
You know what? So, yeah, just go till you're dying. That's the same thing with drinking. Like, it's like we're not role models here because that's the root. That's the we're not influences. We're not role models.
I'm not your father.
I sure hope you're not. Like, how old are you? Like. Wait, is this something you're not telling me? Is something you want to bring up on the podcast here? Should I be adding another topic onto this list here?
I have some tiny baby out there somewhere I don't know about.
Oh jeez. Well, you never know in the whole DJ life.
Yeah, never know.
All the puss probably like.
Oh God,
man's got like he's got the flowing hair and he's got that little. He's got more of a beard than I could ever grow probably in my life.
This is still the prepubescent beard. This is all I can get at the moment. This is all I can get. So for anybody that thinks this is shave, this is just it. This is it. This is all you know get.
When you first came to the school, I remember you had like hair down like to your shoulders and that. And then when you chopped it, I didn't even recognize you for the bit you were coming to school and everything.
The crazy thing is that most people don't recognize me, but my hair grows stupid fucking fast, honestly. So I cut my hair once a year. Maybe twice max.
What?
My hair goes like past my shoulders in like 7 months, dude. It's freaking like I cut my hair. Like, do you see how it's flowing?
Yeah.
The back. I know people on the camera can't see it, but like this was like buzz cut at the back, and I got this haircut like a handful, like maybe a couple months ago, max, like 2 months ago. But
yeah, I know. I definitely like my hair definitely grows in way too fast.
Like literally just like look at my Instagram as a timeline. Like I would say just look at like all of like my last DJing video in like December, like hair down to here, and now it was like after that it was buzz cut the backside, short front, and
you
then
almost
now
got
it's
like
back.
a different identity going.
Dude, every time I cut my hair, I'm there like, God, who's this guy in the mirror?
I think you know what. Back to the favorite moment while DJing, because I haven't really said a lot about myself at all here today. Because I know I did enough of that with Nick. You know, to you, Nick, out there, I'm sorry for talking like the entire time, but my favorite moment while DJing, you know what? Like, I think, because you've probably done like like a good amount of house parties and everything like that.
300 people in my house before.
Oh yeah. Well, you know what? You know, to the people back home, like you definitely remember this time we had. So I was doing house parties, right, and everything like that.
I'm pretty sure I've seen some videos of the house parties. They look freaking wild, to be honest.
Oh my gosh, it was sometimes they're a little out of hand.
They can, especially if you're doing house parties in like a place that you know you can't fuck up too much.
Well, you know, yeah, so when it's your place.
That's
and
what I mean, right? You're there like you're like more or less like you'll DJ, and then like the whole night you're trying to like see what the hell's going wrong. Because I've heard horror stories of house parties before, and luckily I've never had them.
Well, here's a nice horror story from the night that was probably. Well, you know what? I have 2 favorite moments. So the first time I ever like had a house party, I tried inviting like so many people and everything. Well, everyone said they were gonna come. And we probably had like 22 people maybe, right?
Okay.
And it was like a good party and everything. I was DJing. I had my DJ lights going sound reactive. The fog machine was going, you know, it was crazy in that, right? And then we had a party. This was like over the 2-week break over Christmas. Yeah. And I have another party the weekend after. And oh my gosh. So I didn't have a list, but this is when it just blew up. Everyone's posting. Everyone thinks like they're actually in a club. Like, where the fuck are you? Like, looks like are you even in our town? And then, so then like I have another party. From the 22 people, or 25 people, we go up to probably 100+ people in this small garage.
Good Lord.
Oh my gosh. What the fucks?
I actually, think about it, I have seen that video because I remember seeing that garage and I was like, it looks like a warehouse, like a small warehouse rather than a garage.
Yeah, I know. It actually looks like it legit looked like it could be a club.
Yeah, 100%.
That's how it was crazy.
Well, it's the same thing with like Bar Cathedral. It's like it's technically Bar Cathedral, but technically we just call it Cathedral.
Yeah.
So when it comes to it, it's like if you see it empty, you're there like it looks like a bar. But then I showed you that video before where for Halloween, it's like that literally looks like a goddamn nightclub. It looks like you have like a sea of people in there. It was ridiculous.
For real. And you know what? Like if you can send me that video, I can
I'll
actually put that right on the
100%.
screen for you guys, so you guys can see like what we're talking about and everything like that. But that night was kind of fucked. Like when we were in my garage, like because like I play Turn Down for What, and I'm sitting there going like, well, say it was a mashup. So I played Get Low. And so I'm sitting there like I fucking high pass it, right? And I'm getting the low cut and everything. I'm like, yo, I need everyone to sit on the ground right fucking now. So I'm getting everyone down on the ground and everything as we're getting up to the drop and everything, right?
Shameless.
We just big switch up, and all of a sudden now we're playing like Turn Down for What?
Oh
and
God.
And then like so all of a sudden I'm like, everybody fucking jump. Everyone's jumping in unison. You felt the floor just go like,
yeah.
It was fucked. And because it's a second story garage, right? The bottom story is my dad's part, who has all the tools and everything. Like this garage you can't even walk through.
Oh God.
So if we can't, so like I'm sitting there thinking like, oh my gosh, the floor is caving in. And I'm sitting like, if it caves in, like, do you remember that one video like way back when the floor caved in at that party? Yeah. And like, so I was legit having flashbacks to that. And I'm sitting there like going like, oh my gosh, everyone's going to die. Because if you go down, it's not like you're just landing on an empty space. You're landing on so many tools.
Yeah, that's brutal. Good Lord.
Yeah, so like that was I also had people like coming up to me like, Joe, your ground the floor is bending, and I'm like, I fucking know.
Oh Jesus.
It was so great. Like it's not a big garage, but like it took 5 minutes to get from one side to the other. It felt like you were trying to migrate through a festival.
Yeah, that's what I was saying though. It's like the idea was just like if you just fit enough people in a certain room, it's just like same with Bar Cathedral. It's like it just seems like what it is. It's not, right. It's like you could literally, it could be a nightclub, it could be a festival right now. There's so many. I remember the Halloween night. It's like it takes 30 seconds. I would say it takes 15 seconds to walk through that place, right? That night you're there like I can't even get to the front door. Like it was
like,
impossible.
You're on the phone with you, just like, yo, where are you,
yeah,
man?
Dude, it was one of those where like I had people calling me like, where are you? I'm like, I'm at the front door. And they're like, well, I'm at the front door. You're not. And I'm there like, I'm right at the front door. Like, what do you mean?
Get on someone's shoulders. I can't seriously see you.
I was going to ask, because I know you said you wanted to bring this up before the time is done, but I actually, you haven't explained the story, so you're going to explain to me the near-death experience.
Yes.
Yeah, so, I want to hear about this so bad.
Because I know I was going to save it for the podcast. And I didn't want to talk about it like off recording. So, to you guys out there, I almost died the other weekend. We almost froze to death. We were, it was a good night and everything. We had a little board game night. We decided, I was drinking and I was like, I kind of want to go for a walk. So we go for a walk. There's a little tunnel down a couple blocks away. And we decide, let's just go chill there for a bit. Like, we'll get out of the wind and everything. So we go there and everything, right? We're chilling there for a while. We got into some really deep conversations and everything. And then where I was sitting there thinking like, I'm really cold. And we kept talking for a bit and I'm thinking like, I gotta go. Like I said to my buddy, I'm like, no, I'm like really cold. Like we kind of gotta go. I need to be somewhere warm. And as we walked out, I was joking at the time. I was sitting there thinking like, I've never wanted to get to my bed so much in my life. But that was me joking and like, like just saying like, oh, I kind of want to be, I can't wait to get home. Halfway home, we're against the wind's absolutely like blaring against us.
And sorry, where is this?
This is legit just down the street.
Oh,
like this is like here down the street.
Okay.
Like,
was it a few weeks ago?
Yeah, this was like 2 weeks ago.
Well, I was gonna say regardless, even if it was 2 weeks, for people that I don't know if like tuning in from out of here, it was like negative 20 to 30 like a few weeks ago here.
It definitely like because we were just gonna walk around the block and then we decided like, you know what, fuck it, let's go down like over to that tunnel and just chill for a bit. And on the way back, it was fucked. Like I decided like, dude, let's cut through this neighborhood because like I know like it was my jogging route. So I was like, I know like how this whole route is. Like, let's try and go through this way. Maybe we'll get out of the wind. And like, as we're going, like my hands are in my pockets. Like I've got my hood up. I'm zipped up all the way. Like I'm legit like scrunched up. Like I've got my arms around my chest trying to warm up. And it was fucked. Like my heart went from, so like I was so cold, like I started panicking because I'm thinking like, oh my gosh, I'm actually like, it's gonna take so long to get home. My heart's going like,
Yeah.
right, and you can feel it, like you can feel it in your head and everything. And all of a sudden my vision goes fucking like kind of like blurry and like it's getting hard to see. I'm stumbling around, like it wasn't even the alcohol, like or anything like that. I knew it wasn't the alcohol, and all of a sudden,
the alcohol definitely could have helped in aiding the cold factor, right?
Yeah, it definitely like made me realize, like didn't make me realize how cold it was that night.
Yeah, exactly. Especially like if you're in the tunnel and then you come out and then like the alcohol's wearing off as it's getting colder. It's like that's when you'll really start feeling how cold it is.
So yeah, like my heart going from like 128 like BPM, like it's all of a sudden going like,
oh shit.
and I'm sitting there like it's like I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, and we're still like a ways away from the house.
Yeah, if you're panicking, your heart is at now a speed lower than what you're usually like attuned to. You're like, that's not good at all.
Yeah,
that can't
I'm
be
like,
good.
my heart is legit like slowing the fuck down. I'm like, and then I was sitting there thinking like, it almost got to the point where I was like gonna turn around because at this point I was just in autopilot. Like I was looking at the ground. I'm thinking about how cold I am. Thinking about like, I really don't want to die tonight.
It's like actually jogging. You're there like, I got another kilometer to go.
Well,
so you're just
tuned
out,
right? If he wasn't
right?
behind me, I would have started jogging because
Yeah.
that would have warmed my body up.
Yeah.
But the thing is, his knees aren't the greatest. So like I had to keep walking and he was a little ways behind me, but I was like, I can't even slow down for him. I was about to turn around. And it was almost at that point where I was like, I was going to turn around and be like, either we start going home like faster, or we fucking have to start knocking on doors to ask if we can, like, as bad as it looks, we have to start knocking on doors and be like, can we stand in your like entrance for like 3 minutes?
Yeah, just to warm up. That's
just to warm up. Like, it was getting that bad. And like we ran into this guy like halfway there. It was construction. So this is what's happened. There's construction going on the road, and we're like continue walking and everything like that. We ran into this guy and everything like that. And he goes like, yo, what's going on? And he was like, what are you guys doing out here at 2 a.m.? Because it was like 2 a.m., probably almost 3 now.
They're definitely freezing at that point 2 weeks ago.
For real.
Jesus. It's like it's as cold as you're getting like periodically in the nighttime.
Yeah, so he's
2
like
a.m.
going like, he's asking us because he thinks we're workers. He's like, what are you guys doing out here at 3 a.m.? We're like, we're just out here. Like, we're legit out here. Like we were just drinking. Like we're just on our way home. And he's like, oh shit, what's going on? He's like, I'm just out here smoking a joint. And I'm like, oh shit, what's going on? You know, and this guy, he reminded me a lot of my buddy from back home. Like just really bubbly, just doesn't care. Like we'll just talk to anyone he wants. You know what I mean? Just like shoot the shit with everyone, right? So he reminded me of that. And my buddy was like a little sketched out by him. But like for me, I found it calming. My heart got to the point where it was just like, it got to a regular beat. Yeah. I couldn't feel it. I felt like I was warming up because we weren't exactly in the wind. And it calmed me down a lot. But then he went to go talk to the worker, say he was going to come right back. And we were going to, and so he was going to, and then my buddy was like, okay, let's just stay here for a bit. I was like, I turned to him like dead serious, like the most dead serious I've ever been. And I was like, I look at him like, no, we need to go home now.
Yeah, for sure.
I was like, we need to go home now. Well, that'd be the wide angle that cut out.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
But yeah, so like, I was like, we got home, finally warmed up. It was like, I felt my hands and I just couldn't feel like anything. I was like, I looked at him and was like, we actually almost died. Like, we actually could have died.
Oh, 100%.
I was like, fuck.
Sometimes you realize, like, almost too far after the factor that, like, you actually put yourself in harm's way. Like,
yeah.
Especially if you're the type of person that's, like, I wouldn't say an adrenaline junkie, but, I've had a few moments in my life where I'm there, like, I finished something and I was like, that was close, dude. Like, that, like, we could have died. That was not good. Yeah. Like, no chance.
Because, I've definitely had moments like that, but I'm like, you just think about, like, the adrenaline and you're like, whatever, right? No, that was one of those moments where I'm like, we're never doing that again. We are not going over there because I thought we were just going for a short walk around the block.
Yeah.
I didn't even have a shirt on. I had a hoodie and a jacket on and just joggers. So like I'm just sitting there like I wasn't even prepared for that.
To everybody in LA listening to this, fuck you for your beautiful 30-degree weather.
Yeah.
Your 2 a.m. beautiful walks.
You know what? I still get pissed off at people in Toronto for being like, it's so fucking cold. It's -15. Meanwhile, we're up here back like up north dealing with -40 weather.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Did you know we drive on the lakes?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I was gonna say like we drive on the lakes, and for some reason, every time I tell someone that from Toronto, like they're always like, You drive on the lakes? Are you fucking crazy? You have a death wish?
Yeah, what do you mean, dude? You literally you get negative 40 out there, and next thing you know, the lakes are like 15 feet frozen. You're like, it's the same idea with a pond. If you step on a pond in fucking Toronto, it's like, it's gonna be frozen shut. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
You're fine. Just don't start digging in that hole with a saw or something or the ice of the saw. And that'll crack the ice for sure. But even then, they got ice fishing for a reason, right? You literally dig a hole. I don't know how many meters deep or how many feet deep. Just get through, start fishing.
Here's the thing. Do you like fishing?
Me? I started fishing actually. Like I used to fish like back when I was a kid. Like just like not like on like lakes and stuff like that, but like pond fishing. I guess you still catch like bass and stuff like that. But I've never caught like pike or like muskie. But
muskie I've never caught, but pike is like our lake is just filled with pike.
Yeah, I've never caught pike, but like I've caught like some like big bass and stuff like that. I've caught salmon before, but like that's just off like the Credit River and stuff like that. Like I've never fully caught. Like I know pike is crazy.
Here's my question: is like, do you prefer ice fishing or sitting in a boat and fishing?
I've never actually ice fished myself. I know a lot of friends that love doing it in the winter, but at the same time, I feel like it depends on the situation. If you have all of the necessities to have a good time ice fishing compared to like boat fishing, like if I'm out there with like a fucking 24 pack, but like ice fishing, I'm there like, buddy, if I can start a fire on the lake and have a little like hut to myself and like have a 24 pack, I'm like, I think either way, depending on how I'm feeling, it's like asking me would I rather be on the beach or would I rather be at the cottage? You know what I mean? It's a hard question because certain times of the year I'm like, I fucking love to be on the beach, but other times like I'm in the city and I'm there like, I just love to go on like a hike. You can't do that on the beach, right?
Yeah. See, I think for me, I think you raised actually a really good point because like for me, in a certain situation, like ice fishing, it's goated.
Oh yeah.
But like for me personally, 100% always boat fishing.
Oh, boat fishing's fantastic, but like I was saying before, I don't know if I said this on camera or not, is I have vertigo. So, I mean, if you think me getting off an elevator is bad or if you think me getting off an escalator is bad.
Getting off a rocking boat?
Yeah, dude. I'm the dude that's literally like head over. And like I always try to I'll deal with it fine. But like in my head, I'm there like, I'm going to throw up if I drink too much. I'm there like 3 beers in. Like usually it's like, 10 beers in. I'm like, I'm bridging. But at the same 2-3 beers in on a boat and they're like, I'm fucked up right now.
Yeah, you know what? Like that's a really good point because like I didn't really take that into account at all. But yeah, I think for me personally, boat fishing because I like being able to just go tarps off, getting your tan on.
Oh yeah.
Chill with catch some fish and everything, and just jump in the lake when you get hot. It's like when you're cold, there's only so much you can do to try and warm up.
100%. Well, see, that's another good point too. It's like there's only so much you can actually do when it comes to being hot, right? Like you can only take off so many clothes. But if it's too cold, you can just continue to put more clothes on, right? So there's always that to think about. But I mean, with fishing, no shit. You're not walking out there like the Michelin Man. You can't even grab the fishing rod, right? Like you can't do that. Like sure, like especially when it comes to lake fishing, you jump in the fucking lake. Yeah, absolutely. You know what? It's way better.
I think your point there brings me to when I'm going to bed. I prefer to sleep when it's nice and cool because I can put as many blankets on as I can throw a hoodie on.
I sleep in a basement. You know what I mean? I fucking love it. Underground sleeping. I'm literally sure. Call me a dwarf. Call me a troll. Absolutely.
You know, like basement gang. You know,
yeah, dude. Fuck the second floor fairies.
Who cares about like natural daylight?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I don't know what time it is. I got the tiny windows. Yeah, it could be 3 in the afternoon. It could be 3 in the morning. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. I'm here playing fucking. What was it you're playing? I'm here playing the Dark Souls shit.
Yeah, Remnant. Dude,
I'm taking on the boss and that.
I've been listening to the same 4x4 beat for 4 hours. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, at that point you just like don't even realize like what is time.
Yeah, 100%. Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess like sleeping like it's again like cold definitely nice because you can literally like just put on more layers. Where it's hot, it's like I can only get so fucking naked in my bed.
It's true, dude. When it comes to the summer, I'm lucky I live in the basement because it's still kind of cool in the summer. But at the same time, it's like, bro, I remember sleeping on like the main floor, like the second floor of my house. Like, dude, fucking summer comes around. Like, can't even leave
the heat's rising.
Yeah, dude, and you leave the windows open too because you're trying to catch some sort of breeze, but there's no breeze. It's just humidity, and you're literally there sweating through your bed sheets. You're like, no, thank you.
Yeah.
So not so much fuck you LA unless you got air conditioning, but I know a lot of people don't have the privilege out there to have air conditioning unless you make over 100K.
You know what? Like at the same time, like kind of like I feel sorry for those people who actually don't have air conditioning.
Yeah.
Because it's bad enough like back up home, like we get like, +30 with everything, but like it definitely feels like hot. Yeah. And like if you don't have air conditioning in your house, it's like
even up north, it's like at night it cools down a lot quicker than in some places. Like I know if like you were to be like downtown and it's 30 degrees, it's just like you still have all that concrete and stuff like that, right? When you're in the forest, you get like some natural like kind of essence. And like the trees actually give off some sort of like they suck up some of the heat, right?
Yeah.
When you're in the city, it's 30 degrees. It's like, bro, I remember being outside of the clubs and it's like you're drunk and now it's 3 a.m. and you're walking home and it's 30 degrees. It's like it's fucked.
And you know what's even worse is the humidity. That's what does it for me.
Dude, game over. I'm not a humidity type of guy. It's like I was in Jamaica and not only was it 37 degrees, but it was the humidity was at 80% when the last time. Dude, I have never known if it was literally the air that was actually putting water on me if I was sweating because it was so humid, you know what I mean? I was there like, it's fucking disgusting. Jamaica was beautiful, but even then it's just like 3 days out there with 40-degree weather. I almost died, dude. I have a near-death experience having 17 pina coladas in you at a 4 p.m. afternoon
and
day.
You're sitting there like you're already sweating everything
out,
out,
right?
so like you're just dehydrated.
Oh, dude, yeah, it's dehydrated, drunk constantly, plus 40 outside. The water's hot. Like you're not cooling off in the water. It's just as hot in the water.
For real. You know, I was in Hawaii and it was like, it's very similar. I actually was like really sick. I don't know what happened. I think it was the salt water. I went surfing. And I ingested so much salt water.
I will never go surfing.
Really?
Never.
Is it like the old, that thingy-mabobber
Well,
thing?
no, it's just like, I'm the same way. Like, I'll jump out of a plane, no problem. But I'm like, bro, that is not, like, there are sharks out there, bro.
Oh, shit.
Like, dude, no, it's like, I will go cage diving. Not an issue. Put me on a surfboard. There's no fucking way I'm doing that.
Yeah, you've been
like,
haunted by Soul Surfer too much.
Dude,
you watched way too much of that as a kid.
No, it's not that. It's just like... It's like, bro, it's like you go into Australia. It's like there are deadly snakes and spiders out there, right? It's like I would love to go to Australia.
Don't catch me near a snake. Fuck that.
But I love spiders. Right?
Same.
Right? But that's the thing. It's just like you come to the ocean, bro. There are things out there that you cannot fathom that'll fuck you up.
Well, you know what the scariest bit is? The scariest bit is like, at least with other shit, you can hear them. With underwater, you can't hear anything.
That's terrifying.
Like, the shit that you just see them, you don't hear like a.
Not to say that I would never go surfing, but for me, it's just in the back of my mind. I think that like I wouldn't be able to focusing on having so much fun, because I'd be so scared of what the fuck is going on under me. And like, yeah, sure, I love animals and stuff like that, but it's just like a different domain. It's like if you think about it, it's like humans are like the top of the food chain here. It's like, bro, I can't breathe underwater. I can't shoot a gun underwater. I can't bare fist fight a shark on it. That thing is tier alpha predator under there.
You know what? There's the whole reason like that. We've definitely explored way more space than we have of even our own fucking waters.
Yeah, no shit.
Like there's not a lot out there that's gonna kill us other than like that. There's no air down there. Like there's no air. There's pressure and there's fucking sharks, bro.
We wouldn't be going up to space if there was the idea of being like, dude, there are things out there that could eat you whole. I'd be like, yeah, no shit. We haven't gone to Mars. They got fucking space sharks and shit.
Give me one sec here. Shit, you're fucking on like low. Well, so we're at the half-hour mark already. Somehow, I don't know how. Like this is gonna be one of the longest episodes. We got 3 half-hour segments plus the music plus your mix. It's gonna be crazy. So we are gonna have to wrap it up. I'd love to have you on though because
I told you before. I was like, I'm not a 1 episode type of guy. I'm a series type of guy.
You know what? Well, you know what? We like to send to those people out there. We are looking towards like we're in the mix of like trying to figure out how to do a panel. So get more than just one guest on.
Oh, yeah.
So, in the near future, would you like to come on a panel?
Absolutely,
or
dude.
Even a one-on-one again?
I'll sit in the corner and shit on the get.
Yeah, you might have to sit on the floor over there.
Yeah,
but, we'll still get a close-up angle on you.
Get the lavalier mic out. I'll sit in the washroom the entire time. I'll be your lunchtime washroom correspondent for weather.
After last episode of the podcast, I don't know if you want to sit in that washroom, honestly.
Oh, God.
All right, but we are going to have to wrap it up. Thank you, Jim / Lucas.
Thank you very much for having me on.
Yeah, man, thank you for coming on. We didn't really get to a lot of the topics, but like I had so much fun just like
me too, man.
Shooting the shit with you, man.
Absolutely.
And it is now dark out, and I did see on your phone you were getting a call. So, thank you guys all for tuning in. If you guys made it to the end of this really long episode, you guys are fucking legends. And hopefully we'll see you guys soon. Peace out, guys.